This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And summer vacation is here, which means several of you will be hitting the road to get to your destination spot. But is your car ready for the ride? Justin Andrews is hanging out at Love Greens under the hood to get some pointers. Hey, Justin.
Good morning, Ella. We're here at Love Greens this morning in Kirksville, and is your car ready for summer travels? Well, we've got a couple tips here. I have joining me this morning, Derek. Derek, I was speaking earlier to you, and you said that a lot of drivers are not aware that there are some things that they can do with their cars. And this one, you were pointing out that the yellow items on this car is something that the driver can check and make sure themselves. Talk to me about some of those things in here.
Well, we've got your coolant reservoir. You need to make sure you've got a min and a max here. You need to make sure that you're in between those two areas there. You've got your washer fluid. You make sure you can always open it up, and it should be up pretty well to the top.
Gotcha. Back to that reservoir. Is that that control? Is that your coolant?
Coolant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then oil here. Pull that out to check your oil level to make sure it's okay.
For those that don't know how to check their oil, let's see if we can show them real quickly. Okay. How do they do that? Of course, you pull that out. Okay.
Look and see. As long as you're in these two marks between here, you're okay.
And the truck zooms in, so it should be right in between those two marks.
Two marks right there. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's your safe zone.
Okay.
And also, here's your brake fluid. That really needs to be checked too.
How often does that normally need to be checked? Does it just depend on how many miles you drive your car?
We usually just check them every oil change just to make sure they're full.
Okay.
And just to make sure I don't have any leaks. So if this is down, either you've got maybe it has a leak or your pads are getting low. So do something to check.
Okay. You also mentioned that is this a little guide, I guess, if you will, if you're trying to check your cars to make sure that it's okay, kind of shows you what you should check and what you shouldn't.
Yeah, this is your for your refrigerant for your AC, how much it takes to keep your car cool.
And speaking of your AC, is that something that you should check every summer?
It's something you should check for every summer.
Okay, so how do you determine if your AC or your coolant needs to be checked in order to make sure that you're getting that proper air conditioning inside your car?
If your AC is not blowing cold, is a big indication there that you might have a refrigerant leak somewhere. Or you might just be a little low on Freon, then we need to get it in and get it checked out and see what's going on.
Okay. What else is there inside the vehicle, not inside the vehicle, underneath the hood that maybe a driver can check without having to come and make a trip to the mechanic? Is there anything else, or did we kind of hit everything?
It's only thing I can really think maybe is the air filter, but with this style here, you got to take screws out to get it off. So sometimes it depends on how deep you want to get into it as a customer. You just bring it to us. We can always just pull it in, check it real quick, and make sure it's okay.
So for those that don't know what an air filter is, what exactly is it, and what does it control?
It filters the air coming into the engine so you don't get dirt or debris inside your motor that can cause damage.
Alrighty, that works, Ella. Hopefully you're ready for your travels this summer. And coming up after the break, we'll talk to you about how to check your tire pressure. Ella, I'll throw it back to you.
Let's head on back out to Justin Andrews, who's at Love Greens, learning what to check on to make sure your car runs smoothly during the hot summer months. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Ella. Right now, you're looking at a chart right now, and I'll have Derek kind of explain that chart. What is that chart for?
The chart tells you what the recommended tire pressures are for this vehicle. You need to set your tire pressures to that instead of what's on the tire. This is the actual manufacturer specs of what it should be set at.
Gotcha. Very important information as Chuck comes back around. We're going to check the tire pressure here. How can a person check their tire pressure?
Just need to take this cap off right here.
Okay.
And on our tires now, they have they're all got a tire pressure and monitor system on it. Mm-hmm. It's electronically, so it'll actually tell you on the dash if the tire pressure is low. You should use an electronic tire pressure gauge, not the old manual style.
Okay,
makes sense. Come here and check it right there.
Okay, so it's just that easy.
Just that easy.
Okay, let's talk about treading. I know a lot of people they probably drive all the time and not sure how to check their treading to see if they need a new tire. What's the indication on this tire that shows that if they need treading or don't? I think this one is good, but I'm no mechanic.
There's actually a wear bars on inside of the tread here, and if it gets down to that wear bar, that's where you should be changing your tires. And also you need to check how they're wearing. Sometimes you get a feathering on the outside, or they get chopped. You need to maybe check your alignment, make sure there's no loose components on the front end.
How far can a person normally drive with a new tire, or does it just depend on how much they drive?
Yeah, it depends on how much you drive, what kind of vehicle it is, how often you rotate your tires, how often you get your alignment checked, stuff like that. It would depend on how long it'll go for you.
Is there an indication on the treading, like if it's really bad, or is there like a indication? I don't know if there's a size of the treading that you can see if it's can be drivable more or less.
It'd just be that you just need to check like the condition actually of the tread and just make sure that wear bar. If it's down to that wear bar, you need to think about getting new tires pretty soon because they're starting to get low.
Gotcha. Is there anything else as far as the tire pressure or anything dealing with the wheel or the tire here that you like to talk about?
The only thing I might think about is like this one here. If you've got a wheel that's open, you can look in here and maybe check your brake pad yourself. If you're getting ready to go on a trip and you want to just kind of peek in, you can check your outside.
So what's the indication to see if that brake pad needs to be replaced or changed?
Well, you can just kind of look. It's kind of hard to see here, but if you can just look in there and see how much pad you've got left, you can see, actually compare it to the back of the pad to the rotor, so just to make sure that it is okay.
Gotcha. Alrighty, Ella, we looked at the tire pressure, we looked at the AC, and we looked at the fluids inside the car. Those are the three main things that you need to look at before you put your car on the road for this summer. Ella, I'll throw it right back to you.
Thanks, Justin. We'll post everything on our website at heartlandconnection.com.